Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to another player review. So today we are going to be reviewing the 85 Timo Werner versus the 87 Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. But first, if you guys need Ultimate Team coins, make sure you go over to woher.com. It is the best and most reliable place to get your Ultimate Team coins, and don't forget to use Mr. DJM at checkout to get yourselves a nice 5% discount. So if you are new to this series, what we do is we take two players that play in a similar position that cost a similar amount of coins on the transfer market and of course are a similar rating, and what we do is we put them head to head and decide who is the better player and who you should put in your ultimate team. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep dive into both of these players' stats. I'm going to tell you what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and then I'm going to conclude by telling you who I think is the better player and who you should put in your ultimate team. So if you guys are enjoying these player reviews, don't forget to drop a like on it, and if you are new to the channel, if you could subscribe, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get straight into this and let's start off with the stats for the 85 rated Timo Werner. Of course, has been transferred to Chelsea. He's got a very nice card, 91 pace, 85 shooting, 69 passing, 84 dribbling, 35 defending, 71 physical, 5'11 with high to medium work rate. So I am a big fan of that high to medium work rate. He has actually only got 3-star skill moves though, which is a major weakness in Werner's game in my opinion. 4-star weak foot though, which is pretty nice, and he costs around about 190, maybe 200k at this moment in time. He is slightly cheaper than Aubameyang, but there's only about 20k difference. So Werner got a nice return for me, 7 goals, 3 assists in 6 matches. So moving on to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, of course, 87 rating, which to be honest I think is an absolute disgrace that Aubameyang got downgraded. Being an Arsenal fan myself, I am maybe a little bit biased, but I think he should have been at least an 89, maybe even a 90. He was that good for Arsenal last season, but it is an 87 striker card for Aubameyang this year. 93 pace, so he is a little bit more quicker than Timo Werner. 86 shooting, which is slightly better again than Werner. 75 passing, again Aubameyang takes it on the stats. 81 dribbling, which is not as good as Werner, and I think is one of Aubameyang's major weaknesses. I think it always has been really on every FIFA, his dribbling ability. 38 defending, which isn't too important, but it is slightly better than Werner, and he's got 69 physical, which is slightly less than Timo Werner. So Aubameyang is 6'2", he is very tall, and he has got high to high work rate, which is very different to what he has had on previous FIFAs. But being an Arsenal fan, of course, watching most of the matches, he definitely deserves high to high work rate. He does work quite hard for the team. So Aubameyang comes in with 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot, a very nice combination. Now I was actually using his loan card, but he does cost around about 220k at this moment in time. I played 5 matches with him and he's got 7 goals and 2 assists. So I'm going to tell you what these players' strengths are and what these players' weaknesses are. So I think it's quite obvious really, both of these players are very pacey forwards. They're both very good at getting in behind, and they are both very clinical in front of goal when they do get the opportunities to score. So if you are looking for a pacey forward, these two are definitely two of the best out there, especially in the Premier League. Now I think for Aubameyang, his weakness is very obvious really. 68 balance, his dribbling is very poor in game, I have to say. Especially for a striker, you need them to be good with their hold-up play and good in tight spaces, and Aubameyang really is not that. He has got a major weakness in his dribbling, and to be honest, he doesn't feel the strongest in game. Despite being 6'2", having 74 strength, he seems quite easy to push off the ball. So I'd say those are two of Aubameyang's major weaknesses, but of course he's very clinical in front of goal. He's got really good finishing, and of course he is very quick. So in terms of Werner, again, he's very clinical, he's very good at getting in behind. I think his dribbling is actually pretty decent, to be fair. I still don't think his dribbling is sensational, especially if you were comparing him to someone like Anthony Martial, for example, that plays in the same position. I think his dribbling is still maybe a slight weakness to his game. He's not the strongest either, but for Werner, I think he is a little bit more complete in terms of his overall card. So I'm going to conclude now, and I'm going to tell you who I think you should get in your ultimate team. And to be honest, this is actually going to be quite a surprising answer. I don't think you should get either of these strikers. As I've already mentioned, Martial is slightly better at dribbling than Werner, and of course he's better than Aubameyang at dribbling as well. And I would actually recommend going with Anthony Martial if you are looking for a pacey striker from the Premier League to get in behind. He's cheaper on the transfer market as well, probably easier to get into good squad builders. So I would actually recommend going with neither of these strikers. I would say go with Martial, but if you guys are adamant you want Werner or you want Aubameyang, if you had to choose one, I would go with Timo Werner. I think Aubameyang's dribbling is so bad that you've got to go with Timo Werner, and I think it's such a shame that Aubameyang doesn't play that well in game, because he honestly is one of my favourite players to watch in the real world. So yeah, for me it's Timo Werner that takes it, but Martial is the player that you should be getting in your ultimate team. So guys, let me know some more player reviews that you want to see in the comments below, and yeah, I think that will just be about it from me for today. So thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next video.